Hello again. This is the 20th day, second video. Don't hear thunder so much. It's still raining a little bit. My big red cow's still there. A little bit ago she was scratching her neck on a pipe vise that I have there. It'd be interesting if I bring more animals in here, what it's going to sound like. But well, in any case, on we go. Prehistoric period, domestication. I want to talk about domestication of animals today and then plants tomorrow. But domestication, that comes from the Latin word, from Latin. Now these abbreviations, we haven't used them in a while, but they're there, I'm going to use them a lot. From the Latin, and I underline it, domus, that's the Latin word for home. Our word dome comes from domus. Domestication from the Latin word home. Well, animals are domesticated if they share the same home. I mean, that's the idea of the word. This big red cow is very comfortable right here. This is the cow's home. The cow's domesticated. The other day on a field trip, when I was walking through the meadow, and I went right by that one cow that could have just knocked me in the pond if she'd wanted to. She's domesticated too. She's quite comfortable with me. Certain animals are so important, and to the extent that I'm able to, I sort of try to do this whenever I can go in chronological order. But I've separated into what's Old World, Europe, mostly Europe, Asia, Africa, and New World, the Americas. And I like to point, well, now dog and cat, they may have been domesticated in the New World as well. I'm not sure. Probably the cat was. Possibly the dog, probably. But I'd like to pause for a minute on that relationship between humans and dogs. That goes so far back, and that is such an intimate relationship. I've looked it up, and you know the evidence seems to be that it's 10, maybe 15,000 years old. I'm surprised it's not older than that, because dogs and humans have so much in common. They are both very social. They're both very vocal. They both hunt. They like to work in packs, groups. They're able to recognize authority. And so when you've got that combination of humans who stand tall in grass, they can see well, and can control a dog or dogs, that is an amazing team, a killing team. If you've ever seen a man work a flock of sheep with a border collie, well, by himself that man could run himself to death trying to catch a sheep, and he might catch one finally, I don't know. But with that dog, that man can control 100 sheep, make them go right where he wants them to. Very important relationship, and I a lot of times like to ask my students, how many of you have some kind of a relationship with a dog? And virtually every kid's hands goes up. I do it quickly, because I always think there's maybe some kid out there that would love to, but can't because somebody in the household is allergic or something like that. But that is worldwide. The poorest of people, they still have dogs. Very interesting, that relationship to me. Anyway, cats also important for the control of vermin. Not so much to help humans hunt, but they're old. Goats, I think, are older than sheep. Of course, when you've got goats, you've not only got milk, you've got meat, you've got the goat skin, which is really valuable. Sheepskin, boy, there's almost nothing warmer than a sheepskin. Even in the modern day, a sheepskin vest can really keep you warm. Pigs, these are all Old World. Pigs came out of Europe, Northern Europe, I think. Cows, I'm quite sure, came out of Northern Europe. Horses, maybe a little bit east of Northern Europe, but Old World. Fowls, chickens, guineas, peacocks, not so sure if they're, I'm not so sure exactly where they came from. They're important. They're important, and maybe I have time to tell you that when I lived in Brazil and visited a peasant's cottage at one point, I was interested that there were three degrees of fowl by the back door. There was the big turkey cruising around close to the door, and then there was the chickens that were pecking at bugs and stuff that was spilled, and then there were the guinea hens who ranged out maybe 200-300 yards out into the trees and stuff. Each one less domesticated than the others. All right, now the New World, in the New World, animals were domesticated as well. The ones that come to mind, I may be skipping some. The llama, and with it the vicuña and the alpaca. Those are three closely related animals. You know, I don't have donkey up here. I maybe should have had donkey. And the turkey. Turkeys, that's an American bird. Sometimes I'll have a kid know that Ben Franklin felt that the turkey should have been the American national bird instead of the eagle, but he didn't have his way. Well, not nearly as important. And why I'm doing this separation is I'm going to try to impress upon you to what a huge extent our culture here in the New World is shaped by the Old World. A similar thing is going to happen when I talk about the domestication of plants tomorrow. Okay, I guess that's it for today. Hope to see you tomorrow.